Good evening, good evening. Welcome into episode 43 of Tiger Talk with some Clemson gentlemen. Um, we want to welcome y'all in um, where we talk about Clemson athletics and give a lot of opinions. So, but we're going to start off tonight as we usually do, asking the round table here, or what you would call, I guess, a triangle table, y'all. How everybody's feeling. So, Randy, how about you? How's your week been, buddy?
Yeah, it's been a good week. Played a little member guest golf tournament. Did pretty good in that. Won a little bit of money, and U.S. Open came to a close today. Wendell Clark closed it out. Got another U.S. Open win, and Jacob Bridgman, a Clemson golfer, played pretty decent. Made the cut. Made some cash. So been a pretty good week.
All right, Jeff, how about you? I mean, I know summertime is upon you, and you're. I mean, I'm glad we were able to get you in here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know you got so many things going on. You know what I'm saying?
Man, it's been good. It's been good. Being out and out of school and off from work has certainly been fun. If this is what retirement is like, I'm looking for that coming up soon, my friend.
Good deal. Well, for me, I had the SRO conference this week. Got a good bit of you know insight on some things that you know you hope you can implement going forward. Um, just a lot of stuff that you know could help out. Let's put it that way. But overall, great week. Got to spend some time down by the beach after our classes were over, and down by the pool after our classes were over. You know what I'm saying? I understand what you're talking about, Jeff, as far as retirement goes.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know. A little bit of spoiling going on there, I think.
Hey, if they keep giving you those beach assignments, you won't want to retire.
I know,
You
right?
work
Yeah,
forever.
yeah. Matter of fact, Jonathan's already jumped in, y'all. He's yelling "Go Gamecock!" Um, and with that, I will start out by telling everyone that I apologize. Okay, there was a little bit of a hiccup this afternoon. On some of it on my doing, some of it we couldn't do anything about. We lost our connection to one of our sites that we stream on, and it has been the one that's been streaming or getting the most views. Um, we will try to work that out between now and next weekend. But and I will say, Jeff was about to find this out for the first time. Randy and I spoke earlier, and I'm only bringing it up because Jonathan's already brought up to go Gamecocks. I had a friend that actually offered me and my wife tickets to the Lee Bryce concert last night. We went and saw Cole Swindell and Lee Bryce, who always put on a great concert. but just a little dig, okay, a little dig. He brought up during his concert, which Lee has not really ever done. He brought up the fact that he went to Sumter High School, which were the Gamecocks, and he played on the outskirts at the other university in the state, and of course the chant started USC because he was talking junk about South Carolina. They started chanting USC USC, and my wife, bless her heart, she says what you need to do is you need to start the cadence of 1 2 3 1 2 3 go tie, CLE. I said, baby, they couldn't spell all that. USC is about all they got. So I'll let Jonathan run with that one, but he did go Gamecocks. Okay, so all right, so let's see. I'm gonna throw one out there to start with that y'all were talking about a little while ago, and Jeff had a little bit more insight on it. I did not know that Buckner had some surgery, um, but Jeff, what do you know what kind it was or anything like that?
Freddie, if my memory is correct, I think he had a shoulder issue,
Okay.
and just it didn't seem like it was anything major. But I want to say that Brownell said that he'd be out for a short period of time, should be back for fall or winter camp, whatever they call it, for basketball, ready to start, get the season going. I do know the article said that the team was taking a European trip this summer. We've seen them in the past. They've done that, and if my memory is correct, the last time they did a European trip was the year that we went to the Elite Eight. So I hope that is a little bit of foreshadowing for the success you'll have this year.
All right,
He also talked about the two other
Yeah.
injuries with that
Okay.
as well.
what did he say about those?
Well,
You
the
remember?
two he talked about Foster
Yeah.
being on track,
Okay.
not, and the inclination was he's not ahead of the schedule, but he's
Okay.
pretty much on schedule to be back and ready to go. It's one of those situations where it wasn't great news. There wasn't anything earth shattering. He's just
Yeah.
basically on schedule. The other is Carter Welling, and it appears from what I read that he is a little bit ahead of schedule. So his recovery is going well, and he's looking at a December, maybe the earliest, more likely January return to action. So
Okay.
So
maybe
so
we'll
about
get
the
him
time they
back.
get into conference play, he'll be back.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And all right. So what are your thoughts there, Randy? I mean, you good with that? Were you hoping for, I'll be honest with you, I was kind of hoping that Foster would be ahead of schedule.
Yeah, I mean, I guess anytime you come back from an injury, and I think we kind of touched on this last week, you always feel like you want to be ahead of schedule, but you don't want to be too far ahead of schedule in case you have a setback. They've got Cole Serta coming from Notre Dame, which is a good transfer in. So I think
Mhm.
they're going to have a good team, and they'll be able to spread the ball around and see if we can't make it back to the NCAA's and not get ejected in the first round
Yeah.
like last year.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping that Tiger Mark would have made it back during, from his golfing trip, or I take it isn't that what he's doing, Randy? He's on the golfing trip.
No, I think they went to the beach with the kids, and then I think he was going to try to play golf one day.
Okay.
Okay. I hadn't
right,
talked to him. I think I talked to him Wednesday.
I'll give him
So-
a little bit of a break. I figured he was down there playing in a golf tournament.
No,
We were talking about that retirement thing, and it just led me to that. I don't know. So, but for those that don't know, Tiger Mark is not a fan of some of the things with basketball. I almost slipped up there.
no, he is not a Brad Brownell fan.
I was going to leave it until he was
I'll go
on.
ahead and tell you, he is not.
He
Does not like him.
No. And there's no changing the mind. I don't believe. I really don't. But hey, it is what it is, man.
Hey,
But yeah,
you don't
did
think
bring-
a Final Four would change his mind?
After talking
I
to him,
I don't know. I don't know, but all I could think about sometimes is I don't. Do y'all know Bobby Schuster, who runs the camera for ESPN?
yes, I know.
You
I know the
know,
name. I
know
know
who
the
you're
okay,
name.
so
talking about.
yeah, he's from over there in Florence. Anyways, I saw a picture, and Tiger and them were at a basketball game a couple years ago, and he was lucky enough to get some seats behind the basket. And Clemson, I can't remember who they beat, but it was at the buzzer, and the picture is Tiger jumping up with his arms in the air like this. So that was a proud moment for him in Clemson basketball. But I always want to bring that picture up to him. I just every time I think about it, I don't bring it up for some reason. I don't know if I just don't want to get hit with a golf club if we're playing golf or just cussed out. I don't know.
Yeah, I came close on that latter part. I believe whenever I brought up, well, look at what he's done recently. Oh, that was not.
Yeah,
He. I will tell you, and Randy, well, you can change. You can tell me if I'm wrong. If I understood it correctly, he is a 5-year person. He believes that you can tell if a person's going to be able to make it or is going to be good in a 5-year span. In the
Mhm.
first 5 years, Dabo was the person. Okay,
yeah,
Brad Brownell's 5 years, he was not, and he will never be.
yeah.
That was the gist of what I got.
I would agree with that. Yeah,
now that's
yeah,
now that's Tiger Mark's look on it. Okay,
yeah.
because he's already forewarned me. Look, especially if it comes to basketball, I'm gonna speak my mind. And I'm like, that's what I want, man. That's what we as a group want. Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. He is
so,
a true 5-year playing guy.
yeah.
If it doesn't happen in 5 years, we're gonna kick him and move on to the next. But
All look here. All I could think about was Big Daddy. Whenever the ex tells him, says he's got a 5-year plan. What? Not die?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
so yeah. But all right. So also in a little bit of news here, Eric Backage has added another portal piece to the pitching roster. UMBC transfer pitcher Kalen Hackman is committed to the Tigers. He was undefeated last year. Um, and had an ERA of 307. Excuse me, 307.
307.
Yeah. Apologize, y'all. I'm having an ingestion officer. But he currently has 3 years of eligibility remaining. And he's the seventh portal addition to the Clemson baseball staff. What do you think, y'all? I mean, some of these I'm happy about, but there are other ones that I have some concerns about, I guess you would say.
Well, he
They were
makes what, the third pitcher
Yeah.
to be
And see
added.
and see one of those pitchers I think's got an ERA of 5. That was the thing that was a little concerning to me. So, um, but I don't know. I mean, y'all tell me what you think.
I mean,
Overall,
7-0 last year, 3.07 ERA, 47 strikeouts, and 41 innings of work is what I'm reading.
yeah, it is.
6'7", 220. And it seems to me like he's got a really good arm, but he's coming into a conference that it's the
Hmm.
ACC. He's never played in the ACC before, so how does he transfer all that positive energy from last year into playing ACC baseball this year? I mean, you're always going to have mid-level or lower opponents middle of the week, but when you come to those weekend games against North Carolina or Wake Forest or Miami, I mean, you're going to have a totally different dynamic than pitching against the Citadel.
I mean, you mean to tell me so you can't lead the NCAA in home runs at Mercer and come to Clemson and not even be able to hit? Hmm.
No, I think he'll be able to hit.
No, I'm talking
Uh,
Dally. Dally came in as the overall leader in home runs in the
mm,
NCAA for Mercer, and I mean, we didn't just you know mess him up. It seemed like we broke him. I mean, it was bad. So, but that leads me to what, or that's what I'm talking about. You brought up the point. You know, how's he going to do against higher level uh, opponents? I mean, Jeff, have you looked at anything on him? Or I mean,
Other than just the numbers, I hadn't seen a whole lot. But the trend to me is a little more concerning. You look at a couple of our guys, Nate Savoy, if I'm not mistaken, he left Clemson and went to Texas A&M.
Yep.
We don't have the guy coming from Auburn to Clemson. We don't have the guy coming from the other high major to Clemson, and that in and of itself, that's a bit concerning. Not that guys can't come from the lower level and be successful. A lot of times, like you said earlier with Dally, the production just doesn't transfer for whatever reason. But I would like to at least see a mixture there, and I just hadn't seen it with this transfer class. And let me say this: one of the most enjoyable Clemson experiences I've ever had was a couple years ago when we hosted the regional and won the regional. My son and I, we went to every baseball game in that regional that weekend, and it was wonderful. It was enjoyable. We had a great time. I want us to be doing that on a year in, year out basis, and hopefully make the trip out to Omaha at some time in the near future. I don't know if this is the path that's going to take us there. I don't see it. Now, again, we don't have all the information. We don't know what those guys know in that building, but just from the outside looking in, it doesn't look all that encouraging to me.
Well, and I'll be honest with you, the part that makes it to me less encouraging is what we saw last year. With that team, and now you bring in, and I don't want this to sound, or it's going to sound like it, but I don't mean it this way. You're bringing in lower level guys this year. There were some, think about it. You brought in Dally, who was the all-time leader in home runs in NCAA history. And so I get what you're saying there, and I agree. I agree with that part too. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see, what actually, I guess, transpires with this team. This team, to me, felt like the same thing that we've talked about with the football team. Had a lot of I's and not a lot of we's. And same thing we talked about, or we discussed a couple of weeks ago with the football team. And if you got that, that's going to be that I don't care how good a team you got, it's going to be a problem. So we shall see. All right. So now we're going to move into football. Everybody's favorite topic. You know what I'm saying? It's the talking season, as Coach Spurrier used to say, and we're going to start off with the fact that Clemson's continuing to stay hot on the recruiting trail. I can tell you that I'm hearing there's another one out there. I don't know who it is that we should be looking forward to hearing about here in the next little while. We just picked up 3-star linebacker R.J. Hudson out of Arena, Virginia, and that actually that's a really good thing, man. You're pulling people from Tony Elliott's state now. I mean that says a lot in my opinion. What about you, Jeff? What do you think?
Well, again, it seems like a good pickup. Good momentum with the class. I want to say I read that we've had maybe about 16 commit within the last roughly month or so, and that is some good momentum that the class has gotten rolling here. So I hope that it will continue. I hope we start to see a little more higher end talent, and by that I'm talking about with the star ratings, your 4 and maybe some 5-star commitments. So I did see that one of our kids picked up, at least with one of the services, the Simmons kid, the receiver, picked up a 5th star, and you'll see a lot of shuffling with the recruiting class, and reevaluating and looking at some of these guys as they commit. So, and we typically in years past we'd seen as they do their re-rankings that the star level it has a tendency to rise for us. So, I hope we'll see that transpire in those rankings as well.
All right, Randy, tell me what you think.
Yeah, I mean, we're still in the top 20.
Yeah.
Nationally. I mean, it depends on what 15 nationally on three rivals, and number 12 on 24/7 Sports. I mean, we're in the top 20. I think Virginia Tech's at what, 13, 14,
Yeah,
something like that. I mean,
you're
just
right.
slightly ahead of us, and that might be just because of the James Franklin movement up there in Blacksburg and a big name head coach coming in who, he did good things at Penn State, and he didn't win a natty or anything, but kids might, they might be going there just because they're doing whatever recruiting incentives they got going on. I think Dabo holds his players to a lot higher standard
Yeah.
once they come in, and some kids might not. I don't want to say don't want to agree with it, but some kids might not want to be held to the fire like Dabo holds them to the fire.
I agree.
I think the NIL too plays a big part in it. I mean, I think we're doing good, and I like the players that are coming in, but the NIL money, you get the SEC and the Big Ten schools. I mean, they're just pushing money out there hand over fist and
Mhm.
getting a lot of these other players, and really and truly, I can't blame them, man. If I was a 18-year-old kid and somebody offered me this amount of money for 4 years, honestly, they're pretty much financially set if they're smart and have somebody watching that money. Um, I would have never thought college football would have got to that aspect of the money part of it, but that's unfortunately the society we live in now, and everything's money driven. But I do
Very
like the
true.
recruiting. I think it's on a positive trend, so we'll
Yeah.
see how everything plays out.
And both of y'all kind of brought it up. But the next thing that kind of is been noticed is even with this trend of us I say gaining momentum and keeping momentum. Okay. Even ESPN has dropped us from the top 10 to down to number 14. I think the last look was.
Yes.
Um, and you know, even with the great recruiting that they seem to be doing, we're steady going down in rankings. Now, many would say, "Oh, we need the sky's falling. The sky's falling." Actually, I don't think so. And y'all, I mean, y'all hit on this a little bit too. Um, but keep in mind that even during Dabo's, big time seasons, okay,
Mhm.
top 15 was where those classes were ranking, not top 10. It was closer to top 15. So, oh, look at there, Mark is on air, y'all. All right, let's see what Mark's got to say. Tiger Mark on the air, listening in the car, leaving Myrtle Beach, National Shot, Smooth 75 today. All right. What do you think, y'all? I mean, the guys shot golf today, y'all. I mean, that's the life of a retiree. Uh,
Well, my question would be, how many clubs were thrown today in that smooth 75?
all right, that's the question right now, Mark. What? How many clubs were thrown? Over under. What's your over or what's your over, Randy? Tell me that.
If he shot 75, my over would probably. I played enough golf with him. My over would probably be at least two.
Okay.
At least two.
Well,
I
and
could
that's
be
the
wrong.
reason.
Maybe he zeroed out today. I don't know.
Well, and look, that's the reason I shot it to you because I know you've played golf with him more than. And I mean, he and I've talked golf a little bit. But I am not a great golfer. I will be going up for the July 26th thing that they do up there at Clemson. Um, just two reasons. My buddy, um, one of my buddies is going to be up there, um, and I want to see him. Well, two of my buddies, as y'all know, Greg Buckner will be there,
Yeah.
and he. I told him I would be there. My nephew is going, and and then Sharon Wright is supposed to be in the house up there, so I'm going to see Sharon too. So,
Well, Freddie, on
but
a side note with golf, I'm assuming y'all
uh
playing at the Walker course.
we are, we are.
I went up. My wife and I went up yesterday to visit my daughter in Clemson, and we actually went and ate at the bistro there, right at the
Okay.
Walker course. I guess it's right
Yeah,
there with the
Yeah.
pro shop. Uh,
yeah,
that
it
was
is.
excellent. I enjoyed it. It was nice.
Well, it's always a great tournament. I will say that. The last time I played there, I ended up. Randy doesn't know this. I think Jeff and I talked about it before. The last time that I played there was, for the tournament that they held for Sharon Wright, with him losing his leg and stuff, and they were doing the benefit for him. And Jacob, my other nephew, and I go out and they put us with coleslaw. And the cat he's a trip. He played under Danny Ford, and the reason he's called coleslaw is because his name's Cooley, and his last name's Cooley, and Coach Danny Ford always gave nicknames to the players he couldn't say their names, so his nickname became coleslaw. So we go out and they send us to they forgot we were going to be there to start with, so they put us with him and they send us out, and we're on hole number 7 starting out, and this cart's coming around the bend, and I'm like, oh man, they sent us to the wrong hole. We're getting kicked off of this thing. We've already made a mistake, and Terrence Oglesby and Terrell McIntyre are on the golf cart, and they look at us like, hey, they didn't have anywhere for us to play. Do y'all mind if we play with y'all? And I'm like, I'll be honest with you. I had a jaw drop moment. I think Jacob spoke up and said, "Yeah," because Jacob had no clue who they were, not one clue. Which it opened up a great friendship between myself and Terrence Oglesby. We talk, back and forth on Facebook and stuff like that a lot. But yeah, a great time up there. If anybody gets to do it, I would suggest doing it.
Yeah.
Um,
I was going to say, if you need a good single digit golfer for a fill in, I'm available.
Well, as I tell you, I will tell you this is it's $200. Ours was handled by I can't really say mine was handled. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, no,
Um,
you're good.
and but there is $200, and you are more than welcome to go. It's on a Sunday, and matter of fact, we may end up having to do the show or my part of the show from up there. Um, so just giving y'all a heads up on it. But that is July 26th,
Well, I will
and
get with you this week. I might be able to make that work. I don't know.
all right, Jeff, the ball's in
Freddie,
your court now. All right,
well, let me say I'm not a golfer, but my son, with his graduation, is taking up golfing, so I may have to send a proxy in my place.
hey, look
But
here.
let me say this: you
I,
you brought up Terrence Oglesby. I want
mhm.
to say this: as far as a basketball color guy doing commentary, I think he is outstanding.
he,
I am
he is.
shocked when he's with the ACC network. I'm shocked that they have not moved him on up through the ranks, and ESPN hadn't gotten their claws into him because he is excellent. I
Well,
love to listen to him do a game, especially a Clemson game.
Well, I can tell you that I talked to him a couple weeks back, and he cannot do unsyndicated podcast, or else he would be on here with us.
Okay.
And that's part of the contract. And I'm gonna say that with the ACC network is probably tied into ESPN. And I'm like you, I'm
Hmm.
I'm really shocked he hasn't moved on up through the ranks.
Yeah,
Um,
he's outstanding to me. I don't
yeah,
better than
I
some of
agree.
their national guys. I'm just as
Yeah,
far as the way he talks and the way he explains the game.
yeah.
That's just
Well,
so.
and I will tell you this, according to Wayne Buckingham, you get a plus one. Okay. So my understanding of it is if you go up and you pay that money, then pretty much can have a caddy from the way I understand it. I'm pretty sure we could work it out because Isaac and I will be playing. if Randy's playing at least, you know what I'm saying, and your son's playing, I'm pretty sure we can work it out.
All
We
right.
might could do it all. Matter of fact, Tiger Mark, come on, we'll break it all open. So
Yeah, he's retired. He can go anytime he wants.
yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, I mean, he's retired. He could probably pay for everybody's. You know, I mean, Tiger Mark's got it going on, man.
He
Isn't
might
that
be
what
able
happens?
to.
Isn't that what happens when you retire? You get all that money.
Well,
I
allegedly,
want that
yeah.
retirement.
All right, now just stepping back. You noticed earlier you were talking about how retirement seems to be getting closer, and now you see that other. Oh wait a minute, whoa. We don't get all that kind of money whenever we retire. You know, he got all of a sudden Tiger Mark has gotten an ally. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, so and all right, now that we've taken a side step, we're going to step back to um, another article that was published this week was the win totals that they're expecting for ACC teams. On three, Steve Samra weighed in on
Hmm.
Clemson's over under win total at Bet MGM, um, and he's expecting. Hold on a second. All right, let me see where it's at. All right. These are the standings he's got, or the wins he's got, I guess. All right, Miami 10 and a half. All right, I don't know how you get half, but okay. SMU 8.5 or 8.5. Am I reading that right? Y'all tell me if I'm wrong
Yeah.
here now. All right.
Yeah.
Um, Louisville 7.5, Pittsburgh 7.5, Virginia 7.5, NC State 7.5. Then you have Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, and Cal, along with Florida State at 6.5, um, Duke at 5.5, Wake Forest at 5.5, North Carolina at 4.5, with Syracuse at 4.5, Boston College at 3.5. What am I missing, y'all? I'm missing this somewhere. How am I missing this? Stanford at
Did you
three and
say
a half.
ours?
No, I didn't.
No, he hadn't yet.
Oh,
Uh-uh.
okay.
I'm looking back. It must be in the. I didn't look at the article that close. I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on one second. Let me see. Let me get back to the writing of it. All right. So, all right. Seven and a half wins is what they've got us at. Like I said, I don't know how you get a half, but at the same time, you know, we're not getting very many props. If I mean, y'all think about that for a second. Um,
Yeah.
what is that? You know, and I forgot about that. Jonathan brought up a good point. All right. What do y'all think? I mean, is it? Y'all think is it fair? Is it? You know, what do y'all think? I'll let either one of you go first on this one.
But I'll chime in first. Just based on our lack of experience at quarterback position, and maybe some gaps and holes to fill if you look at our offensive line. Um, yeah, I can see where somebody on the outside looking in would look at all that and say, yeah, maybe 7.5 wins. Clemson's going to be somewhere. If they're calling the over under 7.5, they're saying we're going to be anywhere from 7-5 to 8-4, based off of what we did last year. I mean that's reasonable from the outside looking in. And if you think our offensive line is going to be greatly improved and CV or Tate, if they're the real deal at quarterback, then you jump on that over and ride that and make yourself some money if you're into betting, if you're into gambling. I mean
Yeah.
that's the way things I think will shake out.
All right, Randy, what do you think?
Yeah, no, 100% agree with what Jeff said. You know, are they looking at the quarterback issue, the line issue? You know, they basing it off the records from last year, just
Mm-hmm.
a down year at 7-6. I think Jeff hit everything on the head, and there's not much more I can really say other than what he said.
All right, I'm gonna be the devil's advocate and throw it out there. I believe that 7.5 is low, and I'm going that way because of um, I'm looking for Dabo to really use last year as a springboard for this team. Um, and I'll be honest with you, I'm expecting the offensive line. I'm just telling you my opinion here, as y'all both know. I'm expecting the offensive line to be improved. Now whether it's greatly improved or not, I don't know. I have faith in Matt Luke, um, and honestly, I feel I feel more comfortable right now. I'm bringing up the 2 points that were brought up. Okay, I feel more comfortable right now at quarterback than I have about this team in probably 5 years. Um, and just simply because you know eh, we finally, or I feel like we finally sit at the part that we were at um, before Cade took over. Okay, um, we're looking at the possibility that CV, perfect world, CV plays this year, has a great year, or a good year, and Tate gets the red shirt. Okay, um, but at the same time, I could also see, you know, 2 3 games in, Tate taking over and never looking back. So, um, just like I said, I know I went a little bit off of how we were discussing it, and I apologize for that. But that's my feelings on it. Okay, so I think it's a little bit under, um, but at the same time, I get what y'all are saying too.
But
Yeah,
Freddie, let me say this: somebody from the outside looking in, they're going to look at our schedule and they're going to pencil in 2 losses right off the bat, going to
mhm,
LSU and Miami at home, and
yeah,
then they're going to look at it and say, "All right, we got 3 more losses in there." And a lot of people I've seen, they're already penciling in that Cal trip for whatever reason. I don't know why they think Cal will be great, unless it's just the
yeah.
mechanics flying across the country on a Friday. They pencil that in as a loss, and then uh, you're
I,
looking
and
at
see, I
that.
don't.
You pick up 2 more, and you got you under 7.5 right there.
If they were smart going from East Coast to West Coast, they fly on Thursday.
Yeah.
Would be the
Yeah.
smart thing to do. Fly a day early, get out there,
Mhm.
get acclimated, because it's going to be. I think that game's at 7 o'clock, 7:30
Yeah.
their time, which makes it what 10:30 here, 10 o'clock, 10:30 here.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it's
I
a 10:30 Eastern kick. Yeah,
yeah.
7:30 their
So
time.
take an extra day, fly out there early. I mean, get acclimated, and I think that Cal game will be. I think it'll be a W. Honestly,
I think it will be too. I mean, we went to Stanford last year and took care of business there. So
yeah.
I mean, all right. So I am not skipping a comment here, but I want to throw this out at first because he did bring it up. Jonathan says we're going 10-2 and taking L's against 2 SEC opponents, LSU and Thunder Chickens. That might be worse than Gamecocks. I'm just going, the Thunder Chickens. I mean, come on here.
Hey, Jonathan's throwing out something. Would you take 10-2 with losses to LSU and the Thunder Chickens as a Clemson fan today?
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, we go. I can see us going 10-2, and one of those losses will not be to South Carolina.
But hypothetically, would you take that? Because that means you won the
Yeah,
ACC. You went
yeah,
undefeated in the ACC. If that's the case.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
well, I'm gonna go back to like I said. All right, many years ago, comments were made that the question was asked: do you want to win a game against the Gamecocks, or do you want to be in the ACC championship? And I got laughed at whenever I made the comment, I want to be in the ACC championship. They're like, come on, man, the game. I'm like, yeah, but here's the thing. If you're in the ACC championship, then you've got a step close, or you're a step closer to getting into the playoffs. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as I love beating the Gamecocks, honestly, y'all, the rivalry thing has been beat down because of the record. All right. You know, somebody posted today, sent me a thing today. It was the records in football alone over the last since Dabo's been there, and it was a Father's Day card from the Gamecocks to
I
Dabo.
saw
You
that
know,
Shane
saying,
Beamer to that.
yeah, yeah. And speaking of, I'm gonna throw this out here before we go any further. Jonathan is right. Happy Father's Day to everybody out there that's watching, and to my two cohorts here. I want to shoot out a Happy Father's Day. We should have done that to begin with, so I appreciate it, Jonathan. And he said, "Y'all remember these are kids; they can handle that flight." All right. Yeah. I mean, to an extent, I agree. A lot better than we all could, I'm sure.
Oh
But
yeah, definitely.
you know, but yeah, as far as going 10-2, and if it's 2 losses to SEC teams, then I would take that being in the ACC championship all day, every day. I just don't believe that will be the way it plays out. But you know, I'm all look. I've got my opinion tonight. Okay, so I'm standing firm on my opinion. But all right, and then this was another one that was Sweeney not best coach in the ACC. What a joke was the name of the article or the title of the article. Um, you know, at all. I mean, y'all tell me. Eh, I don't believe that you can look at last year or the last couple years and grade him on that. Okay. Um, I mean, you gonna put Miami's head coach who got beat in the got two national titles going through the ACC. What do y'all think? Randy, what you go first this time? Jeff took the last one first, so we'll let you go first on this one.
I mean, honestly, I don't think he's a great coach. I mean, in my
Mhm.
eyes, he hasn't dropped off. I mean, last year was just a bad year. You're
Yep.
going to have him, but if you look at consistency and what he does,
Mhm.
and I'll throw this out there, they graduate more players, I think, than any other school athletic wise in the NCAA.
Yeah.
And that is a true testament of he has got a good program. He's grounded. Those kids know what they do, and they're going to leave there with a degree from Clemson University, um, which is great because a lot of kids, will take Alabama, LSU, Michigan, um, whatever else. They get 3 years and they're playing really good, and they're all off to the NFL.
Hmm.
But Dabo consistently graduates his players and has got a really good football team. Yeah, okay, you have a down year, but he's won more conference championships in the last 10 years, I think, than anybody else.
Yeah, I agree.
And you throw the two natties in there.
Yep.
So
All
I
right,
don't
Jeff.
know why people are down on Dabo. I don't get it.
Jeff, throw something in there. Give us something.
Well, when you're making lists like this, I'm just curious as to what the criteria is that they're ranking them on. Are they looking at the career? Are they looking at what have you done for me lately? Because if you're looking at career, there's only one coach in the ACC that's got a better resume than Dabo, and that's Bill Belichick with a handful of Super Bowl rings
Yeah.
on his resume. So
He's not even ahead of him.
well, that might be that's why I want to know what they're basing this on. If they're basing it on what have you done for me lately, okay, I kind of get Mario Cristobal. Took his team to the national championship last year, close a play or so away from possibly winning it. But there is no way that you can take James Franklin under either one of those circumstances and put him ahead of Dabo. What have you done for me lately? No. 2 years ago, Franklin was in the playoffs. Dabo had his team in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Pretty much the same. Last year, Franklin fired at mid-season because of a subpar, similar type trajectory as Clemson had last year. That list has zero credibility in my mind, just based off of that. Now,
Honestly,
had they put Tony Franklin ahead of Dabo, what have you done for me lately? Okay, I get it. Or the guy from Duke, played in the championship, won the ACC championship. I get it.
Mhm.
If that's how you rank them, so be it. But under no circumstances could you put James Franklin there.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, all right, okay. So you're right. 2 years ago, James Franklin's got his team in the playoffs. I get that. What else is he doing? What else?
Nothing.
I mean, honestly, before he got to that point, they were already talking about, or there were rumors that they needed to move on and they needed to, because, it almost felt like with that situation, it was the blind squirrel, and I hate to tell him, but James Franklin himself killed the blind squirrel in the playoffs that year. I mean, he really did. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, those are the two that are ahead of him. Mario Cristobal. And like I said, I mean,
if you put James Franklin number 2 in that case, that list has zero credibility in my mind, because you don't know how you ranking anybody under no metrics. I don't think you could rank James Franklin ahead of Dabo. Not right now.
No.
James Franklin goes to Virginia Tech and wins the ACC next year. Okay, all right. What have you done for me lately? I kind of get it, but not today as we sit. They blew that. Somebody.
Sadly enough, you're talking about a coach, like you said, a coach that was fired in mid season, and honestly, from by all accounts, he wasn't their first choice.
Yeah.
I mean, so.
But James Franklin, anybody can go to Vanderbilt, and especially years back before the transfer portal and all that, and is able to win at Vanderbilt. He's a good football coach. I'm not disputing that. But to put him ahead of Dabo, no.
Yeah.
No.
He was building.
The boat on that.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say he was building something good at Vandy before he left to go to Penn State. And like you said, I don't see how you put Franklin ahead of Dabo. And Dabo's also produced an up-and-coming head coach in Tony Elliott. Tony Elliott has taken that Virginia program and turned it around. In my eyes, I think he's done really good.
If you want to throw that, think about this. He sent Chad Morris to, honestly, to a great setup. And if he'd have stayed at SMU, I do believe that it ended up being money there. Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah.
If he ran after the money in Arkansas, and everybody knows that. I mean, we could see that, but he was building something at SMU. Okay. But so you got 2 coaches there actually that if they keep on the trajectory so I agree. I mean, I just don't know.
I just don't know what, like Jeff said, I just don't know what criteria they use to base these things on other than it's the talking season. They just go off of that.
Jonathan says, what about Coach Klein?
He was 4th on the list.
Yeah.
Him and the Mud Dogs.
That's right. He says it as a joke, but honestly, I'm like y'all. After getting those top 2, with this segment, I wanted to put that other stuff out there before we got to who they actually were. But I don't know. Again, remember what I said earlier. It's talking season, and everybody's looking for a click. Everybody's looking for anything they can run with. And honestly, here's where I end up at. Okay, with this, I hope this, along with the 7.5 wins, is that bulletin board material that Dabo was so great at using, when it was Little Clemson. Okay. Little Clemson isn't supposed to be here. Little, and Roy Busk was, was moving right along the path and, beating, Alabama 2 out of 3 years in the championship game. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping he can use this as bulletin board material. John said Dabo needs to get his manhood back. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. That was the first thing I actually thought of. That's why I was laughing so hard a minute ago. Was those heels that he was wearing whenever he was. So, but this seems to be, and that was what I was gonna go with too, with the 7.5 over under. All right. If you think about it, these are the moments that Dabo has seemed to feed off of. These are the moments that Clemson football has seemed to flourish in. All right.
Yeah.
Because we're not supposed to beat LSU. They're not supposed to beat Miami. Okay. They're supposed to beat the Gamecocks. So yeah, I had to throw that one in there. He knew that was coming. He had to see that on my face before I said it.
Oh, he probably did. But I tell you what, I'd like to see us go to LSU and LSU get the loss versus us and then lose another game and have Lane Kiffin start 0-2. And I can only imagine the talk on the sports boards if Lane Kiffin goes 0-2 after all that hype. Oh, I'm not going, and then he goes.
Yeah, that would be worth it. And I would give up that loss at the end of the year if that one happened. Just throwing it out there. You're welcome, Jonathan. You're welcome. Okay. Y'all, I mean, we could talk about this the rest of the night. Oh, by the way, we've gone an hour again.
Okay.
on a night that I honestly didn't think we'd have a lot to talk about. But we ran with it, and I've had a great time. I don't know about the two of y'all, but
it's always a good time.
And Randy, we have a post game talk. I have not had a chance to tell you that. So when it all ends, hang tight just a minute, and then we'll all get out of here. But I told Jeff last week I keep forgetting to tell you, so I apologize.
Oh no, you're good. Just don't catch me for the post game talk after football games on Saturday night. I might have 3 or 4 beers.
Yeah,
you'd really see me come out.
Well, look here, Jonathan.
Hold on, excuse me a minute. Evie, go downstairs, baby. Okay, go downstairs.
Jonathan,
sorry, y'all. This is Evie busted in here.
We are family friendly. Everybody's welcome.
Say hey, everybody.
Hey, Evie.
She says she likes your orange shirt, Jeff.
Oh, well, thank you.
Say go Tigers. Yes, they could. Can you go back downstairs, please?
All right, Jonathan actually texted me and said, "You keep throwing punches." He knows I'm gonna throw punches, y'all. I mean, that's
go back downstairs.
And just so everybody knows, Jonathan throws just as many punches as I do. Okay.
Oh yeah.
He can't help it. Kind of like me. So, this all fun. It's all good. Like I said a minute ago, Randy, you look here. My dog has been in the background barking.
Like your shirt.
She likes your shirt, Jeff.
Go back downstairs.
And so, but it's all good, man. It's all good. So, but y'all keep on keeping on until we see y'all again. Remember, you can always go to the Facebook page and friend us. We will accept it. And well, I promise we will look at it. We will decide whether we accept it or not. Randy, that's another story for another day. Well, no. All right. So I brought it up a little bit last week. Randy, we had a friend request, real close after we started this thing, and I think the lady's name was Brandy, and as soon as I clicked on it, I'm like, first red flag. After the second red flag, I went ahead and deleted it. So there is no, we did not accept that Brandy. Okay, and I'll let you read between the lines on that. So. But gotta love Facebook, man. But also you can go to YouTube and like and subscribe, share the video. Again, we apologize for not having you on the Junkies tonight. That's been one of our main sources, and we thank them over there for allowing us to do it through their site. But until next week, y'all, remember, go Tigers.
All right, go Tigers.
Some tales are tiger ones, others are not. And it's the tiger in your tale that counts, like the ones that we've all got. So tiger tales to you until we meet again. Tiger tales to you. Keep tailgating till then. Chris Winky's good for sure, but unlike others, he's older than some of the players' mothers. So tiger tales to you until we meet again. This is my favorite part. Go Tigers. Tiger tales to you. Mighty Tiger fans, our beloved Tigers are about to take the field against today's worthy opponent, the Florida State Seminoles. And, well, I don't know how you feel, but I know that deep down from the very bottom of my heart, win, lose, or draw, I just want them to win, man. To you until we meet again.